We are basically cyborg filmmakers now because of this amazing computer in our pockets.
Here are some amazing apps that make you as clever as a cyborg.
Crank it!
If you're filming outdoors or near open spaces and windows, then you're gonna need the Sunseeker app, which is available on iOS and Android for $9.99. This app is gonna give you all the information that you're gonna want for planning or during production. You can find information on sunrise, sunsets, and culmination, or the time that the sun is highest in the sky, and even sunrise and sunsets based on the date. You can kind of see right here that you actually have all the different dates going all the way till like the end of the year, which is kind of wild. The two main ways that you can view the sun's path are by using the map tool, which is right here, and it gives you kind of this like direction of the sun based on time. With this tool, you can even type in different locations and dates to figure out what exactly the sun will be doing in a specific place on a specific day, so you can better plan for your productions. In 3D view, the app uses your phone's camera to show you in real time what the sun's path will look like at specific times for that day. This is by far the most powerful tool because it allows you to view where the sun will be in 3D space. Say you're gonna be shooting around windows and you wanna get a shot of direct sunlight kind of coming in through the blinds and spilling onto your talent. This view will show you in 3D space if and when that might happen, so you can plan your shoot accordingly.
Do you find yourself getting behind on schedule every time you show up to a shoot? Does your assistant director scream and yell at you, or are producers mad at the timing of your projects? Then you need ShotLister. ShotLister is a free app available on iOS and Android, but there's some pro features included with their subscription. This app is incredible for keeping you on schedule. In fact, we used it for our Soundstripe commercial shoot, and it allowed us to stay on time and on track. You can share your schedule with your crew using the subscription version, load in storyboards, and much more. For our shoot, we simply put in our talents' names and punched in our schedule, and it really helped keep us in order during the day. You can mark your best takes, and if you do get behind schedule, it shows you how much time you're behind, and as you check things off, it does all the math for you and will tell you exactly how much time you have for that particular day. As you can see here, this is ShotLister for Indiana Jones, which I love. It comes built in default, and you can see you can change things like which camera you're shooting on, if this shot is going to require some VFX and special effects, what kind of gear we're using for this particular shot. I'm actually going to be using a drone for Indiana Jones, as you can see, and as the day goes on, you can check things off with the allotted time that you've put there. ShotLister is super valuable for any shoot, and I personally have been using ShotLister for several years now, and it keeps getting better year over year. Check it out.
Adobe Rush is a free mobile and desktop video editing app, which is available for iOS, Android, Mac, and Windows. This makes creating and posting content on the go super easy. In the era of TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram Reels, having a simple app to edit your content with is game-changing. With Adobe Rush, you can add videos, music, record voiceovers, color grade, and even add some basic title animations. A couple of really cool features about Rush is that anything you work on is automatically synced to the cloud, which allows you to access your timeline from any of your devices. So if you wanted to start your project from your computer at home and then finish it on your morning commute to work, you could totally do that. Maybe don't do that, but you technically could do that. Just don't. You can also easily format your videos into different aspect ratios with a simple click of a button. And they even have this cool tool called Auto Reframe, which simply reframes your footage based on the highlights in the image. It's not perfect, but it is pretty handy when you're reformatting for different aspect ratios. Lastly, Rush also allows you to export and share your final content directly from your phone. So again, if you're looking to add a little bit of extra sauce to your reels and stories, Rush is arguably one of the best solutions, especially if you're already in the Adobe ecosystem. It is worth noting that Adobe also has a paid version of Rush, which allows you to sync your Rush timelines with Premiere Pro. So if you want to take your edits a little bit further and do things like warp stabilizer or get even more detailed with your color grading, you can do that.
Ever want to use your phone as your main camera? Well, with Filmic Pro, you actually could get away with it. Filmic Pro is available on iOS and Android, and it is $14.99. With things like adjusting your shutter speed, ISO, and white balance, as well as super high quality bit rates, you can actually make your phone a cinema machine. Every phone is different, but if you have any of the newer iPhones in particular, you could actually shoot log ProRes from your phone in 422, which is insane. Filmic Pro has has really worked hard developing incredible log color profiles, which gives you the most dynamic range possible on a phone. In addition to that, you have much better control over things like focus and exposure using the built-in tools. You even get histograms, composition guides, and audio levels. As phones continue to advance, Filmic Pro will be there to take things to that pro level that phone companies often don't seem to prioritize. I've been a Filmic Pro user for years and will continue to be so, as it can essentially make your iPhone a B or C camera when you need it. So as you can see, this little circle here controls my exposure, and then this controls my focus. I can lock my focus, I can lock my exposure, or I can do everything manually. I can do daylight, white balance here. I can change my picture profiles from a natural profile, which is basically a graded image, to the new log V3, which is super flat. And Filmic Pro has their own LUTs that you can apply to that log that look really good. If you see any of the footage that people are getting on this, it's surprising how good things have gotten now. You can see here I'm shooting 4K 10-bit in the Filmic Extreme mode, and it's in HEVC, but I could also do ProRes if I were on a newer iPhone. This is a 12, which isn't capable of the ProRes. You can also do different frame rates. I can adjust 24 frames per second, or if I go to a lower resolution like 1080p, I can take my frame rate all the way up to 60 frames per second in the high bitrate mode. But if I go down to 8-bit, I can then go all the way up to 240 frames per second in 1080p with all these manual controls here. So this is really amazing. I'm only scratching the surface of what's capable with Filmic Pro. If you've been using your phone for productions, you've probably already heard about Filmic Pro. They also have some support for different hardware like the DJI Osmo Mobile or the Zhiyun Smooth. They even have an option for the Movi Cinema Robot. They've got anamorphic de-squeeze in here. You can flip the image. It's really kind of amazing all the features they've packed into this. It really does make your iPhone or Android phone function like a proper cinema camera. The only difference is you don't have a little hand grip and filters and stuff, so those are things that you need to buy separately, but all those things play nicely with Filmic Pro. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll be shooting our video reviews on iPhones. That would be kind of fun. And of course, we can't talk about the best mobile apps for filmmakers without mentioning the greatest, most awesome, most helpful, slickest, and hands down most satisfying from an auditory perspective app of them all. Soundstripe.
That's right, everyone. Soundstripe is now offering a mobile app so you can search for, listen to, and license the best music on the interwebs, all from the comfort of your anywhere but your desk.
We all know one of the most obnoxious parts about editing is sitting there for hours trying to find the perfect song for your video. So being able to go out for a walk or work out at the gym
or shoot your next YouTube video
while listening to Soundstripe's Grammy Award-winning artists is such a bonus.
With Soundstripe's app, you have full search and filter control, as well as access to all of our custom music playlists, so you don't lose any search functionality when going mobile. We've also included this super reactive waveform function, which allows you to jump around to different parts of the song very quickly.
I've actually experienced this with other services where you're trying to skip around to hear what the chorus sounds like and hear what some of the certain bass drops are going to sound like, and it just takes forever for it to buffer and load, and it's actually mind-blowingly fast in the Soundstripe app, and also too on the website. It's one of my favorite features for sure with Soundstripe.
You can also save the music to favorites, you can add them to playlists, you can find similar songs, you can share the music with collaborators. The best part is that you can actually license music and download it directly to your mobile device.
Which means that you can use the Sunseeker app to find the light, shoot your project in Filmic Pro, download your music using the Soundstripe app, and edit it in Adobe Rush. You see how I brought it all back, Chris?
Soundstripe is the glue that holds this all together.
That's right. And you know what's the glue of this YouTube channel? Subscribers. So make sure to subscribe down below. I'm Dave Mays.
And I'm Chris Haggerty.
We'll see you next time.